Hi, I'm Mark Jenkins, and today we're selling my fantastic Delta Music Research Studio System 1100 Polyphonic analog modular synthesizer. This is a genuine analog modular synth, but it's polyphonic because it has 4 of everything. 4 oscillators, 4 VCAs, 4 ADSRs, and a polyphonic analog keyboard. So there's a lot you can do musically with this system, but just let's have a look at some basic sounds first. Here's the mixer with the oscillators working. And of course this fantastic Moog type low pass resonant filter. And just in case you want to set the filter to oscillate and play tunes upon it, you have fine tune as well as coarse tune. Although the system has dual LFOs, each of the 4 oscillators can also be switched to LFO mode. So what I'm going to do now is switch the first one for use as an LFO and do some modulation. We simply patch in an attenuator to determine the level of any function that you want to do, and of course because the oscillators can go up to audio frequencies, you can get these fantastic harmonic modulating, ring modulating type effects. Built into the system are 2 fantastic effects, a voltage controlled flanger and a springline reverb. So I'll just put the flanger up now and give that a little modulation. And here's the built-in springline reverb working. It's a fairly subtle effect but worth having. There is space internally to maybe swap that for a modern digital delay module. There's a few other goodies of course, like white noise. You can get your typical Jean-Michel jar sounds. So if you want to do some Doctor Who type sound effects, this is definitely the place to be. I can't say too much about the ADSRs as I now don't have any CV and gate source to trigger them off, but each stage of the envelope ADSR is voltage controllable, as well as having the trigger input at the bottom. And because you have 4 ADSRs, as we mentioned before, and 4 VCAs, the system becomes a completely polyphonic analog synthesizer. It's something like having a Polyphonic mini Moog or the old Oberheim 4-voice. Finally, the 3-octave keyboard. What I've been able to make out, this is effectively a Paya 8700, which is a microprocessor controlled keyboard with what's known as a quash, the quad addressable sample and hold, which gives it 4-note polyphonic output. But these used to be programmed with a cassette tape, and I haven't managed to do that on this system. So as far as I know, the keyboard is working. It does power up, and you'll have to do some looking into the Paya discussion groups if you want to get the keyboard working. But for the synthesizer itself, playing in 4-note polyphonic mode, there's much more modern ways to do that by using a polyphonic MIDI to CV interface like the Roland MPU 101, and people have been using those successfully with this system. So you'll almost certainly take the system and interface it to a more modern keyboard, MIDI or computer system of your own, rather than using the slightly old-fashioned keyboard that comes with it. So that's the fantastic Delta Music Research Studio Modular System 1100, serial number 003. Comes complete with a 110 volt converter for use in the UK, and a box for all your patch cables, and of course the polyphonic keyboard if you want it. This is intended for collection in London and payment in cash. I would consider shipping the modular unit if you want it elsewhere and can't pick up, but maybe not the keyboard. And also, I don't accept payments by PayPal, so all payments will be by bank transfer, but ideally cash on collection in London. Do please send a message if you want any more information. Thanks for watching.